Welcome to the Yessy's Designs Knitting Podcast, episode 22. This is the first episode of the year. If this is the first time that you're here, my name is Yessy. I am the maker and the designer behind Yessy's Designs, and I record my episodes in my studio here in Connecticut. So in my episodes, I share with you everything that I am working on, maybe some future projects that I would like to have, anything that is happening in my knitting journey, and I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that maybe I keep you some company as you work on your own pieces, if they are knitted, if they are crochet, if maybe you're a jewelry maker, anything that you do that is crafty. And I hope that I can be able to be with you for a little bit as you watch this episode. So sometimes I include other things that are not just knitting, because my daughter and I, we like to work on a lot of different things. So every episode is a little bit different. So for this episode, I am going to share with you my WIPS. I'm going to share with you, I was going to say finished pieces, but I don't have anything finished from the last time we recorded. So we are not going to have that this time. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about 2024, a little bit about 2025. And as I promised, I was going to have a giveaway once we reached 1,000 subscribers. We were able to reach that at the end of last year, and my son and I just want to say thank you. Actually, the whole family, because this is a family affair. But my son is the one that works with me directly into everything that is the recording, the audio, the editing. He's the one that does everything that is technical. I just show up, I just sit down, and I share with you what I want to share. And he's the one that takes care of all those things that make me feel very, very confused. So thank you so much for being here. We are so happy that you enjoy the content. We love working on this content for you, and we look forward to see all the new things that are going to be happening in 2025. And I forgot to say, if you have been here before, welcome. It's so nice to have you here again, and I hope that you enjoy this episode that we have prepared for you. So before I talk about everything else, I'm going to show you the piece that I am wearing. So I'm going to get up to show you. This is the Venny sweater by Vera Rain. And I made this sweater a couple years ago for Rhinebeck 2023. This was my Rhinebeck sweater 2023. I love working on this sweater back then. I used yarn from Blue Sky Fibers, Skyland DK, in the colors Red Sky and North Star. Again, I love working on this sweater because I was going to wear it for Rhinebeck. That was one of the reasons, but also because right before we were going to go to Colombia to visit my family, after about 4 years of not being able to go there. So we went, and we were going to go also to Cartagena, which is my favorite city. After so many travels, after being in so many places, Cartagena is still my number one favorite city. So I wanted to do a photo shoot in there, which I loved. I love to show this sweater with the colors, with the architecture of Cartagena. So here I'm going to include just a couple pictures of that photo shoot. So this is what I am wearing today. Now, as I mentioned before, I don't have any finished pieces. There is a new pattern that I'm working on with Blue Sky Fibers, and it's going to be coming out on February. So I'm working nonstop on this project. It's been one of those pieces that I have had to frog a few times, because after I have worked on the design on a chart, and I love it, and I'm working on it, I'm like, I would like to add this too and take this apart. And then I change the design again and again. So I think I'm finally in this point of the designing that is like, listen, just go with what you love the most and stop right there because, it's like 10 new designs have been born after this one. So I'm making this one and I am loving it. So I look forward to show this to you on the next episode, on episode 23, and looking forward to know what you think of it. So this is going to be a new pattern and that is going to come out in February. I'll let you know more about the details, but just stay tuned. I really, it's like one of my, I have 3 projects on my needles right now, but that is the one that is taking priority. So the WIPS. Now the one that I'm going to show you is one that I showed you last time. I showed you this sweater that I'm making for my daughter. It's the Everything's Coming Up Roses by Anna Johanna. So this is the sweater that I made for her for Rhinebeck 2023, the same year where I wore mine. So the only thing I had left were the sleeves. I showed you in the last episode, I just started working on the sleeves, so I had made this much progress on sleeve number 1. And this is all I have left. This is a yarn from Blue Sky Fibers. And sadly, this yarn has been discontinued, so this is all I have. And as I knit, I weigh the yarn to make sure that I have the same amount of yarn for the 2 sleeves. So this might be a sweater where the sleeve is not gonna go all the way up here. It might be a little shorter, but it's still gonna be a beautiful sweater. So my daughter cannot wait to wear it. She already has a whole outfit designed for it, and I cannot wait to see her wearing it as well. So this is what I'm working on, WIP number 1. And the WIP number 2, you're not gonna see too much of it. I am making here Magnolia beanie with a folded brim. I'm working with this yarn from Hobbii. And this is Hobbii Daily Stitch Wool Blend Tweed. This is 80% acrylic, 15% wool, and 5% viscose. It's a beautiful yarn. It's so soft, and it's just gonna be a beautiful thing to wear in the colder months. So I purchased quite a few skeins to make Magnolia beanies. Maybe Magdalena beanies are gonna be made with it as well. We'll just have to see and wait. But I'm making these for the markets for 2025. So far, I have been scheduled for 3 markets in the fall. These are fall markets. And I'm waiting to hear from a few other places. 2 would be for spring, and the other ones would be for fall. So as I hear from the other ones, I am making and making and making. So this is one of the beanies that that I'm going to be including in these markets as well. So what I do for markets is that I have a selection of things that I'm going to make that I know people already love. So these are Mary hats, Magnolia beanies, Magdalena beanies. These are the beanies that people are actually loving. Now, I'm wearing pieces, during these markets, and some of them are, for example, the ESTEBAN beanie, some other beanies that maybe I don't have on display, and people, they ask, why don't you make some of these? So this year I am planning to include more of the Fair Isle beanies. Now, the thing is that these beanies, being Fair Isle and in DK weight yarn, for example, they take a lot of time. So what I want to do this year is I'm going to make everything that is worsted, and then I move on to the DK weight yarn because I know I'm going to be taking more time in these Fair Isle beanies. So I am planning to make some Esteban beanies. The quantities are going to be very limited, I am sure. And there is another pattern that I'm going to be releasing, and that is also DK weight yarn. So I'm going to be making a few of those as well. You'll see that at some point in 2025. So that's the plan. Spring markets, there are some pieces that I have already made. I think I have quite a good selection. So I just applied for 2 different markets in the spring. So I have enough, I think, enough for these two markets, but there are some pieces that I want to make as well because I purchased some yarn from it for this market, sorry, and I just got some gifts that is, yarn that is in these spring-like colors, and I would like to make some things for these markets and for me as well. So one of the pieces that I would like to make is the Inconceivable cowl. If you're not familiar, I'm going to include a picture in here so you can see how this cowl looks. And it's a flowery pattern, so I would like to make that for at least a couple for the spring markets. I also want to make some shawls. So one of the shawls that I want to make is the Sophie shawl from Petite Knit. Now, this pattern I have made before. It is a pattern that gets a piece that gets a lot of love in the markets. People, they love, and I have made all the sizes, the small one, the medium, the large, and people absolutely love these pieces. So the medium size one is the one that gets the most loved. So I want to make a few medium-sized ones. And people, they just love the fact that you can wear something small around your neck, like the right amount of warmth for certain temperatures, like the spring, maybe the colder evenings or mornings in the summer. You just need something little, maybe around your neck to give you that sense of warmth, something that looks very elegant. It is a pretty elegant pattern. And depending on the top that you have, you can add this accessory and it's just going to make your whole outfit looks absolutely beautiful. Some people, they use it for their bags, which is when it's the smaller size, for example. So if they don't want to wear it, they just add it to the bag and then you have another kind of neat accessory for this time of the year. The other shawl that I want to make is the Venezia shawl by Joji Locatelli. So this design is so pretty. I'm going to add a picture in here of the pattern. It's so pretty. It is so elegant and is so delicate. And this will be the first pattern that I make from Joji. And I don't know why I purchased this pattern a long time ago. I think when she first released it, not like a long time ago, but like quite some time ago. And I printed out the pattern. And recently I was looking for another pattern of mine in my folder. And I came across this one and I'm like, why haven't I made this? It is so beautiful. So I put it aside and I'm going to be making it at some point from now to the spring, maybe even the summer. It's just a beautiful, delicate piece. So I already purchased the yarn for it from my local yarn store, Stars Hollow Yarns, and I purchased 2 skeins. This is a 1 skein project. So I purchased 2 because I am sure that I'm going to keep 1 for myself. And again, I don't know why I haven't made a pattern from Joji. I think it's just the time factor. Working in the designs that I release, working in the pieces for the markets, for the local shops, I think it's just a matter of time. So I just put it aside because it's getting done. Now there is another pattern from Joji that I would like to make for myself for the summer. So we'll get to that one when we get there. It's just something that I really would like to make for me. And the only hint I'm going to give you is that it's stripes. I love stripes. So just stay tuned for that. I'm going to be staying tuned for that because I am going to try to make this happen. And Joji is one of those designers that I have admired for so long. Not just her personality, the way she shows us her designs, her family, her podcast is really nice to watch. Plus the fact that she's also from South America. I don't know, there's so many things from Joji that I absolutely love. And it's one of those designers that I would love to meet at some point. Now she's coming to Vogue Knitting Live in January or February. I forgot when Vogue Knitting Live is. I'm not going to be able to go. I haven't been at a Vogue Knitting Live yet. But I'll try to make it happen. Now, if you go to Joji, she has so many things scheduled for 2025. I think there is a retreat, like a cruise with the grocery girls. Go there and find out because she's gonna be a busy girl this year. So it's exciting for all the ones that are gonna be able to meet her from being part of her workshops. And anyway, I just hope that at some point I can give her a big hug and attend one of her workshops, or just enjoying a retreat with her and some other knitters. So that, I think that's it from. I think I mentioned I don't have anything finished, but let's see. There are gonna be a lot of things being made this year, obviously, markets and new patterns. So I hope, guys, that you love everything that is coming, that maybe it inspires you to work on some of the patterns as well. Now, in 2024, I released 6 new patterns. So I'm gonna mention them. I'm gonna show here a picture of how the pattern looks in case you have not seen before. So one of them is the Sweet Pea Cowl. This is a pattern that I designed with spring in mind, summer, maybe early fall. It's a pattern that has a lace design, so it's fitting for these months that are not too cold. I designed the Esteban beanie to make it as a companion for the Esteban cowl. It's my son's favorite beanie. He wears that one with the XAVIER cowl, which is another pattern that was released last year. He loves that. So there is something new coming this year. Okay, let me say it. The XAVIER beanie is going to be coming this year, so he's going to have his set. I'm going to make my husband his set as well. Now, I designed the XAVIER cowl. That's my husband's name, XAVIER, because I gave him the design as a gift for our anniversary last year. I made his as a cowl, not like an infinity cowl, but the other cowl, and a beanie. But since I made the infinity one for, as the pattern release, he loves that version way more. So I think at some point I'm going to release also the cowl version that is not the infinity, just in case it appeals to some people more. But I would have to make it again. And that's going to be something that I am going to be gifting him most likely for the next anniversary. Our anniversary is coming soon, so I don't have time to make that for him, but I'm making something else that I hope he likes. And I know he's going to like, but I just want to see him when he sees this piece that I made for him. So for next year, he's going to have the complete set with the infinity cowl, the XAVIER cowl, and the beanie as well. I also released the MEADOW hand towel, and this is also a pattern that gets a lot of love in my shops. Other knitters love to make it. When I have this pattern in markets or in the local shops that I work with, people, they like how delicate it looks, so they choose it to give it as gifts when they get invited, in the summer, spring barbecues and things like that. A lot of people here, they put like little baskets together with things. So for example, in the local shop where I am at, which by the way, this year, it looks like I'm just gonna stay with this shop, the one that is in my town and company on Bank. People, they make like gift baskets. So they choose the cowl and they can add a candle or a wooden spoon made by another one of the makers. So it's really nice to see how people, they put these gifts together with a few makers in mind. So that was a beautiful pattern. I love designing it. I love making it. And I'm still going to be making more for future markets and the shops. The Jeronimo beanie is named after my second nephew, Jero. He just turned 2, and I made this pattern thinking of him. So this is a super bulky weight beanie, just knits and pearls. It's super easy to make. It's so comfy to wear it, especially when it's really, really cold. And the last one is the Bayberry scarf. So this is a design that I made with blue sky fibers, with their woolstock worsted, and it is one of my favorite scarves to wear. I have been wearing it nonstop since I made it, since I finished it, because we have had quite a few very cold days. and it is really, really nice. The yarn is so soft. The yarn is not itchy at all. It's so lightweight. So I know I mentioned that in my last episode, but even though it is such an oversized piece, it's an oversized scarf. I love wearing oversized pieces. It does not feel heavy at all. So that's what happened in 2024. And also I work on my blanket. So the blanket, I'm gonna show a picture in here as well because I left it downstairs. I forgot to bring it up. So this year I made 6 rows. Each row has 21 squares, and in the year there were 126 squares made of this blanket. I love working on it. I know I have said it. I am not tired of saying it. I love this piece. I feel very grateful to the fact that I made the decision to start it because it's one of my comfort pieces. I have it downstairs by the fireplace. So when we are watching a movie, when we are just down there chilling, sometimes I have friends that come over. Some of them, they knit. So we are working on something together, and it's just really one of the pieces that I enjoy making. And let's see how many rows, squares are gonna be made this year. But I love working on this blanket. So let me make sure that I am sharing everything that I wanted to share with you. Okay, I think that's it. 2025, I'm also going to be working with Blue Sky Fibers again. And I'm very grateful, very humble to be able to continue to working with them this year. I love the yarn so much. If I didn't love it, if I didn't love the community from Blue Sky Fibers, I wouldn't be working with them. And it is one of the highlights of my making year, to be able to be with them. We get together once a month, most of the makers on a Zoom call, and we are with the Blue Sky Fibers team, just talking about the things that we are making, the yarns that we are using, the plans that we have, things that are related also just to Blue Sky Fibers as a company. So it is really, really nice to be part of this wonderful making community at Blue Sky Fibers. Now, one thing that I don't think I mentioned, if I mentioned that, just forgive me because this is the second time that I record. When I was recording the first time this episode, quite a few things happened. So I just said, you know what, let me start from the beginning. So I know I mentioned that the first time I recorded. If I mentioned that this time, please, again, forgive me about that. So one thing that I am doing new, and it's pretty new, is that when I was working on this sleeve for my daughter's sweater, you know, I was just thinking, you know, this is what, you know, this is what happens with so many of the sweaters, right? We have we are stuck on Sleeve Island. This is a common expression that we use. If you are a sock maker, there is the second sock syndrome. So I was thinking about this and I said, listen, sometimes we just need the extra encouragement because staying with a sweater not being made for more than a year and thinking of my girl that grows and grows is like, this cannot happen. You know, we have to make these sweaters and we have to finish these sweaters. So I opened a Discord channel. I don't know if that's how you call it, a channel, but I have 2 threads in there. One is called Sleeve Island for obvious reasons. So we have a few makers in there, knitters, crocheters, and we are working on our sweaters, on our sleeves, and we just give encouragement on a regular basis just to keep going. I think showing the progress to the other makers gives us the motivation to not to forget about this sweater. Not that you have to finish it right away, not that you have to put everything aside to finish it, but to have it in there knowing that, you know, let's continue working on it and let's just not put this on a project bag in a spot that we are going to forget for who knows how long. So it's been a very nice community that we are building. Again, this is new. So if you want to be part of this community, I'm going to put everything in the description below, plus the other handles where you can find me, my website, my shops. And there is another thread that I opened there. What is the name of it? WIPS. I think it's called WIPS. and we just share our WIPS in there. And again, it's nice to see what the other makers are working on. There are some patterns that I have never seen and that they are so beautiful. So, it's something that in the future, some of us might be able to work on. We get familiar with other designers, other patterns, and things like that. So if you want to be part of that community, I'm going to put everything here in the description below. So we are at that time of the giveaway. Again, thank you so much to all of you for staying here, for subscribing, for enjoying this channel. I hope that again that you love what we have done. If you go from episode 1 to today, I am sure you're gonna see so much progress, a lot of it. My son and I started that when he was 11, when he was learning about video production. So we have a lot of things happening with audio, with video. We were trying to find out what works best, and he was still so young. He's still so young, but obviously he's wiser in that sense right now. So it's been quite humbling when he said, "Mom, do it, do it, do it," and I'm very happy that we stuck with it, that we said, okay, let's do it. And, we did it as much as we could. Now we are doing it more regularly. So it allows me to be with my teenage son in other ways. And I really, truly, as a mother, love that. And thanks to you, we can continue to do that as well. So the 1,000 subscriber giveaway is going to include this. So I purchased these 100% mercerized cotton from Lion Brand yarns, and it's a beautiful, beautiful colors. So this is yarn that you can use. Let me see if the camera adjusts. Okay, let me see if I can get closer. So this is a yarn that you can use in the spring, in the summer. There is 500 grams in here. 2,100 yards. So there is a lot that you can do with these yarns. I'm so happy to be able to send it to you for something that you can look forward to work on in the spring or the summer. And I am going to send you as well this small project bag. So my friend Shawnee from the Sew Grove, she made me this pouch. Sorry that my eyes are peeking. I'm just trying to see if the camera adjusted or not. Okay. Well, thank you for being patient. It's a beautiful, beautiful project bag. So it has a zipper. There is another fabric in here. I love Shawnee's work. This is her card from the Sew Grove. I have so many of Shawnee's pieces through the years, and she's a wonderful maker. My kids, when I first got familiar with Shawnee and getting her pieces, they were, and looking at her Instagram to see what I would choose. Years back, my kids always say, "Mom, she looks like you guys look so alike." So just go to her handle and you let me know. That's what my kids, up to this day, they say, "Mom, you and Shawnee, you look so alike." So I asked Shawnee, to give me a description of these bags. So I'm going to read it to you. So this is a zipper pouch, all fabric interfaced to add stability to the bag and finished off with a sturdy YKK zipper and faux leather zipper pull. So you can have here a small project. It could be a sock, it could be a beanie. Something small is going to fit in here. So I'm just going to show you how this is at the bottom. So I'm very happy to send these to you. I have, again, a few things from Shawnee, and I love everything that she has made. She gives so much attention to detail. So I hope that you love this pouch when you get it, and I'm going to send it along with this yarn and some other goodies. That would be a surprise to the winner. So to be able to participate in this giveaway, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed and you would like to see more content from me. and give a comment. Just let me know in the comments what is one of the things that you have enjoyed from this episode or from previous episodes or the podcast in general. So let me know. And before I record the next episode, I will draw a winner and let you know on episode 23 who is the winner of this giveaway, so you can stay in touch with me, send me your address and everything, and I can send you your beautiful package. I'm sure you're gonna love it. I have there is a few things that I would like to add to it, just to add to your making time, and let's see. So don't forget, before you leave, like, subscribe, turn the notifications on so you don't miss anything that is happening in the future. And I am just gonna leave you today with a heart full of gratitude. Thank you so much for being here, and I see you again on episode 23. Happy making and happy knitting.